couple took me to their bedroom. He watched me raw dog his cute wife. I was out on a work trip to a tiny town in New Mexico. I met this couple online, Rodrigo and Sofia, and they seemed pretty chill, late 20s. Her pictures were seductive, as she was a cute Latina woman with long dark hair. He was into being cucked, which was fine with me. She was going to be the center of attention. I met up with her at a local bar. The place was busy, and we were both nervous to be meeting. When she walked up to my high-top table, I was certain this was going to work out. She was about 5 feet tall, tight jeans, moderate-sized TTS that were pushed up a little in her white blouse. She had deep, dreamy eyes, too, and a laugh that had me defenseless. She was really getting to me, and she was so cute being nervous. I guess she liked what she saw, too, because we didn't stay at the bar long. She had me follow her home, and I met her husband. We had a beer and chilled in their living room for a few while. Sofia changed. They had a massive TV, biggest I've ever seen, silly thing to remember. We only watched for about 10 to 15 minutes, and Sofia was getting giddy.
I don't know how to do this, but I don't know. Do you want to go to the bedroom?
She was smiling and feeling really awkward. I reassured her, "It's fine, yes, let's go." Skip. She was in tight Nike Pros and loose t-shirt. We moved to their bedroom. Rodrigo took a minute to set some mood lighting. Sofia and I began teasing at each other under her black t-shirt. She had already removed her BR. Her TTS were soft and perky, and her nipples were a little bigger, as I guess she breastfed her kiddo. Very sensual and hot. We made out and got in. Rodrigo, her hubby, did join in a little, and she turned to him. I squeezed her TTS from behind and pressed my hot dog against her guyet, hoping she'd hurry and turn back to me. She did, and Rodrigo stepped back, sitting at the computer in their room to watch. We made out, and she got this animalistic look about her leaner, primal eyes and heated. She laid back and spread her little wimp, perfect little teardrop labia, and she was glistening wet already. I dove to eat her out. Her wop on my tongue tasted so good. I didn't eat her out long, though. As she pulled me up to for raw, my hot dog was already throbbing. As I pressed into her, she whimpered and set me off. She only let me effort like that for a minute, though, before she asked to ride me. Now, I don't prefer girl on top, but she did it great. I could really feel her wop sliding up and down, dripping on me. She looked back over her shoulder at her husband and said, "Oh my God, his hot dog feels so good." I don't know what his reaction was because, as she arched her back, her TTS hung in my face, and I was busy thrusting and squeezing those titties. After a few, she got off, and her husband came to fur for a second. He was much smaller than me, and I hate to say it, but his effing was a little pathetic. Sofia took him well, I guess, but either he quit before he came, or he filled her, but didn't have a big load. Because when I went back to missionary, her wimp wasn't frosting or anything. He took his place back at the computer. This time, Elle was going to frost in her. She was frosting while I left her rough, and her face got that lean animal look again. I asked where to frost, and she said, "Inside." Skip through heavy breaths. "Yes, I can do that." I flooded her wimp with an epic load. I must have shot her, so thick, burst deep inside her. She held me close while I frosted. When I pulled out, she rotated her hips forward to hold all my frosting inside. I suspect she was saving it for her hubby. We talked a little more, but I think they had plans for after I left, so I kept the goodbye short. I could have gone several more times with her, but she seemed satisfied with me. She smiled and laid on her stomach, a perfect little TTS, calling to me as I left. I went back a second time during a later trip, and it played out almost identically. I do miss that girl. She was fine, and the intimacy was phenomenal.
Follow for more. Road to 10,000 followers.